everyone. In this video, I am going to give you step-by-step instructions on exactly how I put the guidelines on my canvases for my 12 by 12 inch mandala tutorials. I'm also going to show you all the supplies I use and link them down below. I'm going to start with one or the other of these black paints. However, this Deco Art Chalky has become my favorite, so today I'm going to use that one. I'm going to let this base paint dry a couple of days before using it so that I don't wipe off any of that beautiful black paint when I make a mistake. I'm also going to put a canvas support in the back so that I don't get that trampoline effect when I'm dotting. I made a whole video on this support. I'll link it down below. Now that I have a firm surface to work on, I'm going to get out my ruler and start making those guidelines. I'll be using this 18-inch aluminum ruler to make my lines. However, you can use any flat edge that'll reach. You don't necessarily need the measurements. I'm also going to be using a watercolor pencil so that I can easily wipe these guidelines away at the end with just a damp towel. The first thing I'm going to do is make a huge X to find my center. I'm going to be using as much precision as I can because that center matters. Now that I have a reliable center, I'm going to get out my protractor. I have marked all the degrees that I use, and I am going to transfer those marks to my canvas, just like I've shown here in this bottom right corner. I'm going to do them all on this side, flip the protractor over, and do it again on the other side, just like this. Now it's starting to look right. I'm going to get my ruler back out and I'm going to connect those dots. I'm going to be super careful, you guys. This is something I tend to rush through and I make so many mistakes. You're going to see me hold the ruler up. I make little marks on each one just to make sure my pencil's actually going to hit where I want it. And then I lightly make a whole line until I have all the dots connected and we are halfway through our guidelines. Make sure to keep using a sharp pencil and using very light pressure. It's going to make it so much easier to take these guidelines off at the end. Now it's time to start putting the circles on. You know, the rings that get bigger and bigger towards the outside. We usually use a compass like this. However, mine is just too little for this job and I wasn't willing to invest in a big one. There's also another kind of compass you can use. They're very cheap, you can get them everywhere. But my pencil would not fit in these little holes. Well, I had enough, so I made one. It looks a lot like my watch band, but I made a whole video on how I made this and how to use it. The video is less than a minute long, so I'll put a link to it down in the description and you can go check out exactly how I made this. It was so simple. If you're using a traditional compass, just know that each ring is 1 centimeter apart. Each circle is going to be 2 centimeters bigger than the one before it. So, just keep opening your compass 1 centimeter for each ring. You'll have the same measurements I have here, or at least close enough. Now, you're bound to mess up from time to time, trust me. If you do, don't worry, just do it again and then take a damp cotton swab and wipe off the extras. That is the beauty of using a watercolor pencil. If you've been following along, you now have the perfect canvas to follow along with my 12 by 12 inch canvas tutorials. Let me recap everything I used in this video. I'll link them down below and they're over on my website. Go and find what you need so you can follow along with all my tutorials. All that's left to do is subscribe to my channel and pick out the perfect tutorial to go on your cool canvas. You guys got this? Until next time, rock on!